The following review is intended for entertainment purposes and targeted for adult fans of the series.
All of that being said, I don't know. Hello there, gamers! I'm the Orange Ranger, and welcome to another episode of Super Mario Sunshine on Orange Ranger Plays. Okay, just kidding, and maybe taking the chance to shamelessly plug the fact that I do have a Let's Play channel, Orange Ranger Plays. But no, hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and welcome to my 8th season reviewing Power Rangers. So, first things first, you might notice that the setup is a little bit different. I warned that that was a possibility when I moved. With my setup dedicated to doing Let's Play video game videos on Orange Ranger Plays, I kind of had to tweak and rethink the way that I would film with my microphone and etc., using my boom arm, sitting here, a very Ranger Liz kind of feel if you think about it, sitting here at the desk talking about Power Rangers. What we're heading into is going to be a fairly new and unique experience. A lot of it is somewhat akin to the second and third seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We will be using Zord footage from a Sentai, Uchu Sentai Q Ranger to be precise, but for the first time ever, we're getting an entire team of original suits, which means all original fight footage. Speaking of MMPR Season 3, this is the first time since then that we're going to get a third season of a Power Rangers iteration. Now, unfortunately, one truly unique aspect of this season is that it's going to be the shortest season of Power Rangers ever at only 10 episodes. Now, it's true that this is a fairly common season length for streaming shows these days, but when the average season of Power Rangers is seen at about 32 episodes, it feels really short. And yes, trust me, I know there is something very unique and incredibly relevant to me about this season. But allow me to remind you, despite whatever we know about this show going in, I review Power Rangers as it happens. We knew a lot about this show because of this information-hungry age that we live in before all 10 episodes crashed onto Netflix on September 29th. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. By the time you're all watching this, heck, by the time I was writing it, all 10 episodes of the show were already posted to Netflix. This time, I don't even have the consolation that it's only half the season that's been posted before I start reviewing it. I'm going to do my best to have this review posted by Monday, so at least it strikes while the iron is hot. But after that, going on, just one episode at a time. It is going to be several weeks before I review the finale, episode 10, which many fans of the show have already seen. Also, I want to give a quick plug to my very good friend Trekker Prize, the main proprietor of Rock Tiger Design. I got with him very late, like last week, about doing graphics for these Cosmic Fury reviews, and he came through shining once again. Please check out Rock Tiger Design and book the man if you need some graphics. All of that being said, heroes, friends, I am the Orange Ranger. Soon I'm going to have to be a little more specific about that. And welcome to the Power Rangers Cosmic Fury episode reviews. Let's take a look at the first episode of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, Lightning Strikes.
Please make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, and make sure you got your notifications set up by hitting that little bell icon.
Right you. What he said was, you can consider checking us out on Patreon or Ko-fi at Orange Ranger Videos.
Let's start things off with a little quick refresher. Dino Fury Second Era ends with Zedd being revived by the Morphin Grid, given the powers of the Dino Fury Ghost Ranger, and sent to recruit his friends to go into space to stop Lord Zedd, who has, of course, escaped from his crystal and is up to no good. After a very plain black screen with tiny little white words in the center declaring this a Netflix series, we kick things off on the planet Zordnia. Now, this is a reference so niche, I actually didn't remember it, but I did see it explained on Twitter. Zordnia is where Finster located the Shogun Zords in Mighty Morphin Season 3. We're going deep cut from the word go. This opening sequence was released as a teaser for the episode, and with good reason. It is a fantastic drone sequence, flying through the Rangers fighting against various monsters, and some grunts that kinda look like Lord Zedd. This may actually be the view of one of the Morphin Masters, as we see them flying around fighting as well. But interesting note there. Remember how when we first met the Morphin Masters, they said that many of them had been lost in the before times? There are more than 3 Morphin Masters present. Red, blue, and green are there, but there is also a pink one. I'm pretty sure there's a black one. There might have been a purple one?
Things that make you go,
Zedd demands to know where Lord Zedd is, and the audience gets to find out, as we cut up a hill over the battle where a female monster gives Zedd a drink, and he says he's thirsty for conquest. This leads us into the opening, which was also released as a teaser. The interesting parts are that Fern is now credited as part of the main cast, and we have David Yost back as Billy, using his Mighty Morphin powers once again. Oh, and this is only the 3rd Power Rangers theme song to not include the word go. Do you know the other 2? Leave a guess down in the comments. Come to find out that Lord Zedd does not know who his lady suitor is. Her name is Bajillia Nair. Bajillia Nair. Really? Bajillionaire?
I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad.
She is the CEO of Squid Inc. Okay, for some reason I find that pun funnier than her name, though I think just calling the company Squid Inc. would have been funnier. The galaxy's largest and most evil weapons corporation. Okay, 2 things here. Number 1, why is a weapons corporation calling itself Squid Inc., besides the fact that all of their employees seem to be themed on squids or octopuses or whatever? Number 2, and more importantly, even the most shady, dirty, morally bankrupt companies do not see themselves as evil. This might be asking a little bit more than the kids' demographic of the show demands, but honestly, anyone, a person or a company, seeing themselves as dictionary definition evil is a little bit tropey. Bajillia explains that they came to Zordnia to mine the planet, but then detected the energy coming out of Zedd's crystal and freed him. Bajillia says that 40 scientists died to free Lord Zedd, and hey, guess what? I'm not translating the paraphrasing here. It's not like they said 40 scientists were destroyed to free him, and I'm just translating that into modern language. They actually used the word died. I made a big deal about this when I reviewed the Once and Always special, but honestly, that was directed at a little bit of an older audience, being a 30-year anniversary special. I'm just astounded that they finally used a word like died on the official made for the kids TV product.
Yes! Yes!
Bajillia has a collared shirt and tie underneath her squid-like accoutrements, and I just found that a nice little design touch. Anyway, she says that having freed Zedd and attracted the Power Rangers, now they can increase their profits through the roof by starting a nice intergalactic war. Hey, like the Ferengi rules of acquisition say, war is good for business. Of course, they also say that peace is good for business, but never mind that right now. Zedd basically agrees to this plan, but insists that he is 100% in charge, which Bajilia readily agrees to. Then morphed Billy. Just right there. No grand ta-da about it, just in there in the fight. If the kids didn't see Once and Always, they're gonna be really confused. But worry not, Ollie is there to dump out exposition, both about the Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger and Billy Cranston himself. Cute and slightly eyebrow-raising line here, as Ollie is fanboying all over the place. Amelia goes, "Careful, your girlfriend is gonna get jealous." Note that Ollie is talking about a guy. Interesting. A monster leaps at them, but is blasted by... Remember, when the Masters are around, I refer to them just by their colors, so blasted by pink. Then a nearby rock shapeshifts into Mechanic. Okay, we're kind of getting everything all at once here, one reveal after another. Perhaps a preview of the breakneck pace that a 10-episode season is going to provide, but it's also a little hard to complain about that. As he yells at Billy about, the two of them were apparently on a research trip to Zordnia. Alright, really cute Blue Ranger moment here. Ollie runs over to help Billy, telling Mr. Cranston what an honor it is to fight by his side, and asking where the other MMP are. Billy says it is nice to have some help since the other MMPR are back on Earth, out of signal range.
Oh well, gosh darn, ain't that convenient, I mean inconvenient.
So hey, did you need just a little bit more catching up on Dino Fury than my quick little paragraph at the start of the review segment provided? Well, Amelia uses her Ravkonian powers to give Mick a quick little clip show on the last arc of Dino Fury. All that's really relevant to us is timetable stuff, the fact that 6 months passed between Zato's death and resurrection, and this is that same day as the last episode of Dino Fury. Squillia comes running up to Lord Zedd. She's Bajilia's daughter, so Squillia Nair, has a selfie stick and is basically a stereotype of a social media content creator, like a TikToker or an Instagram live streamer. She's come to tell them that Scrozzle is not yet finished working on some kind of secret weapon. That's right, Mr. Razmataz is around as well. Not many seasons of Power Rangers take the time to explain where the grunts come from, but Cosmic Fury provides. Come to think of it, Dino Fury did too, so good on them there. Bajilia demonstrates that large ship machines called squid drills can drill into a planet, strip its resources, and create foot soldiers called Zentinels, which are the Zedd-looking grunts that we've already seen. They seem to make one squad at a time, about 6 or 7, with a leader one that's red instead of pale silver. Lord Zedd decides to take battlefield command of his new forces. Squillia asks Bajilia if she can go too, and I just realized that she's wearing a Lord Zedd t-shirt, and now I want one. Her mom says sure, she's old enough, but she should take a copy guard with her to protect her. The Rangers converge on Zedd, and I love this from both sides, because it's smart of the Rangers to attack the greatest threat, and they're absolutely no match for him. He walks through them easily. Ollie and Amelia are dealing with some of the other monsters and use the Cosmic Key to create a portal to kick them into space, which is pretty metal. Squillia says since Scrozzle's not ready quite yet, she's gonna call down Dewdrip. Dewdrip. He doesn't sound terribly smart, but does spray the Rangers with blue goo.
Why am I drippings with goo?
Dewdrip explains that the goo is a poison that turns Power Rangers evil. Izzy says they feel fine. Lord Zedd points out that poison was created to turn one Ranger evil, the Dino Fury Blue Ranger. Many people pointed out when we got the opening released as a teaser that Ollie didn't look happy. He wasn't smiling like the other Rangers were. That's right, we've got evil Ollie, who uses the cosmic key to create another portal and kick Zato into space. Amelia gets the cosmic key away from Ollie so he can't keep playing whack-a-mole with the Rangers. As all of this is going on, Red flies over to Mick, who says that things look pretty bad. Red agrees, zapping Mick and morphing him back into the alternate Ninja Steel Red Ranger. I have never in my life been so happy to see a Ninja Steel Power Ranger. Mick being morphed tilts the odds closer to even, but then Scrozzle shows up with that secret weapon he's been working on, the Master Captivator. I'm not really sure why the term Captivator is used, but the Master part makes it pretty clear. After a lot of investment by Squid Inc., Scrozzle has invented a weapon that can capture the Morphin Masters, storing them in energy form inside. They zap green, and then blue. Then pink, and then... Okay, I didn't even expect to hint at this so soon. I didn't know about this. I didn't hear anything about this going in, but here we are. They then zap the orange Morphin Master. Yeah, orange. There's an orange Morphin Master. Besides the obvious spoiler we all do know about that this hints to down the road, I really want to know about this one. Why have they been so inactive? Even if you accept, as I do, that the Boom Comics universe is connected to this one in a multiverse fashion, there's been like 5 or 6 Orange Rangers. I kind of lost track of it after this for a little bit. I thought black and then purple got zapped, but we see black get zapped, and then purple might have just been the pink energy flying into the device. But Jillia says they have 5 of the 6 and need just 1 more to complete the set. But red, of course, is a little harder to catch. That is, until he flies right in front of the machine and gets shot point blank. Before he's absorbed, he tosses his staff down and Javi catches it, suddenly having a vision. All he sees is this kind of rusted brown altar and hears Red's voice saying he knows where to go, to which he replies, okay.
Yeah?
With the 6 Masters captured, the Rangers know that they need to retreat. Javi says that Red told him where to go and they teleport away. We then get a jump cut. Zedd says Bajillia better have planned for this. We get this brown metallic wall that closes and opens as a transition, and cut to Zedd approaching Bajillia. Oof. Long story short, since this script is already quite long, Bajillia says that a squid drill can locate the Rangers, somehow, and the Masters can't help them. Victory is inevitable. So let's find out why victory isn't inevitable. The Rangers teleport to this altar-type thing, which is getting struck by lots of lightning. Hey! Lightning strikes!
Roll credits.
It also seems to have animal symbols all over it that all happen to correspond to constellations. Isn't that strange? Billy takes a moment to issue an apology for what happened to the Rangers' teammates. Okay, so when I called this thing an altar, it really was, for lack of a better term, an altar-like thing. It's this big, kind of rusted brown platform that has the Power Rangers versions of the Q Ranger symbols on it. But Mick literally calls it an altar, the altar of Zordnia, which is exactly what he and Billy were looking for. It was at this moment that I had a weird realization. The Dino Fury team is down a Blue Ranger and a Red Ranger, yet they have with them a different Blue Ranger and a different Red Ranger. Anyway, up on a squid drill, which can fly around like a ship, Squillia is busy making social media jokes, but Ollie uses his smarts to find the Rangers using thermal detection. Back over with the altar, Izzy asks kind of a stupid question, which continues a disturbing trend from last season. Are those animals or what, Izzy? A shark, a bull, a lion, or what?
That's a stupid question.
Amelia gets into this game too, asking if they think they can combine because there's a picture of a Megazord right there on the altar. Gee, Amelia, I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
That's a stupid question too.
Billy points out that it's possible because this is the planet where his team got the Shogun Zords, and I mean, for Zordon's sake, this planet literally has Zord as part of its name. Then we get something that Power Rangers has been guilty of lots and lots of times, and I never like it when they do it. The ancient legend that we've never heard anything about. Mick says that there's a legend that was so unable to be proven that it became myth, that the planet Zordnia is home to another set of Zords, the Cosmic Fury Zords, a myth so widespread and legendary that we've literally never heard of these things. I understand that a new season needs to have new story that we haven't heard before. It just always strikes me as weird that the audience never seems to roll in the circles where these things are talked about. Like, why not instead have Red create the Zords with some energy he was able to charge into the staff before throwing it down?
That's a stupid question.
Will you stop saying that?
The Rangers wonder if the Zords might be hidden somewhere nearby when Ion makes a very astute and useful observation. There's a hole in the center of the altar that is shaped exactly like the end of the Morphin Master's staff. He suggests that Javi stick it in.
We're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore.
Billy, however, stops him with actually some good sense. Number one, that altar has been absorbing lightning strikes. And number two, it was clearly built to be used by the Morphin Masters, not by mortals. That's all interrupted by the squid drill arriving. Rather ominously entering the scene from the top, just the twirling drill spinning down into view, as Ollie says hello to his friends. He tells them to prepare for total annihilation, and Squillia says, "Ooh, it's battle mode time." Very much like a large Zord, it can transform into a battle mode, a giant walking robot. The thing starts blasting around. The Rangers don't bother to morph because, of course, they don't. Some shots land near the altar, and Javi realizes if the altar is destroyed, they may not get Zords. Of course, destroying the altar could be how you get the Zords. Just saying, it's a possibility. Anyway, Javi gets a big hero moment, snatching the staff back and slamming it into the altar. There's a whole bunch of zappy lightning, and he is thrown backwards. Then a portal opens in the sky, and we see flying out a red lion, a yellow shark, a green chameleon, a blue wolf, a silver snake head, a pink bird, a black bull, an orange scorpion, an adorable light blue bear with a little baby bear on top of it, aww, and a gold, The Zords start flying around and zapping the giant robot. Billy points out that they're semi-autonomous, meaning that they can be piloted but also pilot themselves, and he likes that in his Zords. But okay, then things take an interesting little twist. Based on some pictures we were getting from the set and previews and etc., I had a feeling this was going to happen somehow, but it was the how that was, well, literally and figuratively shocking. Everyone goes over to check on Javi, and his right arm is gone. His arm is gone. His arm was blown off. He holds up his empty jacket sleeve. He starts going into shock, and Mick says he knows what to do, putting a jacket around Javi and telling him to stay calm and that everything's going to be okay. Guess what? This is literally the proper medical response to somebody going into shock. Cover the patient and try to keep them calm. The other Rangers tell Hobby to stay out of the fight. No kidding. Mick covering him up and teleporting away with him. Amelia leads the morph, and weirdly, Billy's morph is just kind of tossed in the middle. Like, we don't even see Billy say, "It's morphin' time." He just morphs in the middle of the sequence. Also, not to be overly critical, but the morphed Ranger form at the end of Billy's morph is just a little uncanny in a CGI kind of way. Izzy asks which Zord is hers, which was almost as bad as Connor asking which motorcycle was his in Dino Thunder because there's literally a green one. But Amelia says that she can have any Zord that she wants. Except for the lion. The lion is clearly at the center of the Megazord formation, so someone needs to be piloting that Zord. Not really, as we'll find out. So she will drive the lion. Look at Amelia stepping up into leadership. And of course, countering the whole joke I just made about the matching color thing, Ion ends up piloting the yellow Shark Zord. Okay, to explain that, in the Sentai, it's not a shark, it's a swordfish. I'm not really sure why they felt the need to change that, although there is a rumor that that Zord's Ranger form is the reason that, one of the reasons, I should say, that we didn't get this show fully adapted in the first place. And most fittingly, and not just for the color match, Billy ends up piloting the Blue Wolf Zord. That's right, Billy has now piloted 2 Blue Wolf Zords. So, in something that I think is a nice touch, the Rangers don't know how to fly these Zords at first. Now, why would I think that's a nice touch? Don't the Rangers' powers automatically tell them how to pilot their Zords? Yes. Their Zords. These are not their Zords. Billy sets up a major plot convenience, allowing the Rangers to remotely pilot other Zords as well as their own. They press the attack, but Amelia points out they can't blow up that thing with Ollie still inside of it. Ion says the only other choice they have is to run away, but she won't leave him there either, so they are going to have to fight. Billy says, "We need Megazord power, now!" Which was a nice little callback. So each of these Zords has a colored globe as part of its body, and those globes connect to ports on the Lion Zord that form arms and legs for the Megazord. They form the Megazord, and this is where that piloting convenience thing comes in, because they need 5 Zords to do that, but they only have 4 Rangers. Ion's Shark is the right arm, Izzy's Chameleon is the left arm, Billy's Wolf is the left leg, and a remotely piloted Snake Zord forms the right leg. They simply call this the Cosmic Fury Megazord, but minor spoilers, we're gonna see a whole bunch of combinations. So let's talk switchability. Izzy uses the Chameleon Zord's tongue as a whip, and the giant robot rips it out. With that damage, Billy remotely switches the Chameleon and the Snake Zord. So the Snake Zord is now an arm, and the Chameleon is now a leg. With these globes, the Zords can connect to any port, and thus be arms or legs. Amelia has an idea, trying to bluff Ollie with their mega attack. They charge up a finisher, but Ollie does not fold. So she tries another idea, giving Billy remote control of the Lion Zord, so the Lion Zord can be piloted remotely, and teleporting over to the giant robot. She demorphs. For Demetrius' sake, don't do that! If you want your face to make an impact on Ollie, take your helmet off. She tells him to come with her, but he refuses. So she uses the snooze key to knock him out, telling Billy to fire the attack and teleporting away. They do their cosmic mega blast and the robot is floaty. A fleet of squid ships, larger ones called mega squid drills, of course, arrive in orbit and the Rangers decide it's time to go. Zedd is on one of the mega squid drills, Bajilia telling him that there is even a staff to cater to his every whim. There is a butler called Inkworth. Inkworth. It's just very interesting to me that Zedd has landed in this company of squids. Squillia, who, teleported off with the giant robot before it exploded, tells Zedd about the new Zords, and Zedd declares that eliminating the Rangers is his first order of business. Vigilia says it's time for Zedd to finish what he started 30 years ago, and they set a course for Earth.
Egad, I hope not. That's where I keep all my stuff.
So, back on Earth, in the base ship, which they should have just taken into space because it is clearly a spaceship, everyone is arguing with each other. And I do mean everyone. Tarek is there. Pop is there. Finally, Amelia gets Solon to roar, shutting everyone up. She lays it down flat. Lord Zedd is free. And the last time he was free, he destroyed Rathcon and nearly killed them. Billy and Mick are contacting the other Ranger teams to get them to come and help with the preeminent threat facing they're just warning them to prepare for possible invasion. Tarek, who is wearing a very interesting blue Hawaiian shirt, says that he'll be contacting the Rathconians and hey, they will come to help if they're needed. They'll be needed. It's Lord Z. How are Javi and Ollie? Stable, but no changes. Izzy asked about Javi's arm and playing guitar and stuff, and Billy says, yeah, that arm is gone, not reversible. However, Solon knows a thing or two about cybernetics, being cybernetic herself, and says that she can help. It won't be the same, but it'll work. Lonnie is also there. Hi, Lonnie. Anyway, and says that she can help make the antidote for her son. Billy steps up as a mentor for the team. Solon's really been kind of filling that mentor role during Dino Fury, but Billy just really fits the bill. Fits the Billy. He tells the team that this is going to be tough and they've already dealt with a lot. But from what he knows of them, they are up to the challenge. Today is just the beginning. Though for now, we've reached the ending. Oh, and speaking of the ending, just a little heads up. If you haven't watched this on Netflix yet, you're going to get to the end of the credits and see that there's like 3 minutes left in the episode. Don't worry, there's no post-credit scenes or anything like that. Just for original Netflix series, they show the credits in several different languages. So now it's time for the scoring, but it's a new season. What to use? There was a choice that seemed almost too obvious, but hey, the Rangers are flying amongst them now, and there are some new ones on the show. So heroes, let's gaze at the stars. Episode 1, Lightning Strikes. Pros, an exciting, quick-paced ride, Amelia stepping into leadership, and a step towards maturity. Cons, Lord Zedd's voice, reluctantly, a little too much happening, and the convenient legend thing. Pretty good, but slightly less than really good, if that makes sense. Let me put it this way. Lightning Strikes gets 3.75 stars out of 5. This episode steps on the gas from the word go and never really lets up. Finding the altar is the one scene where this episode takes a breath, and may I remind you, Javi loses an arm in that scene. The episode moves at a very exciting, breakneck pace, which does make it a very fun watch. I really enjoyed the direct focus on Amelia stepping into a leadership role. From the moment Zato flies through that portal, Amelia takes charge. She stays calm, she dictates the plan of battle, and leads her team into that battle. I mean, Amelia's the Pink Ranger, but in this episode, she really acts more like the Red Ranger. And yeah, let's go back to Javi's arm, or lack thereof. A Ranger is seriously maimed. Vigilia said that 40 scientists died to free Lord Zedd. The stakes are galactic. Amelia directly references how Lord Zedd blew up a planet. This episode carries on that slightly more mature tone from Once and Always, and I loved that. We've had a voice actor change for Lord Zedd in Cosmic Fury. No more Andrew Venjix Lang, now we've got Fred Taasori. Now he is a prolific voice actor, best known for a number of video game roles like Soldier 76 in Overwatch and Damon Baird in Gears of War. I'd consider him quite the get for Power Rangers. Which makes it a shame that I don't really like his take on Lord Zedd. And I have to rush to add, when I'm critiquing a voice actor, that I'm no voice actor. Trust me, I wish I was. Maybe this take will grow on me over time, or he'll settle into the role, but in this first episode, it's just a little too high-pitched to work for me. Now, you can easily wave this off as being the resurrected Lord Zedd's voice. It was never going to match Robert Axelrod anyway, but it's just different enough that it kept constantly serving as a reminder, whereas with Lang, I kind of settled in faster. I mentioned in the pros that this episode steps on the gas and never stops. That's actually both a good thing and a bad thing. One breath in 24 minutes is not quite enough. The best example of this to me was Mick getting morphed into the Ninja Steel Red Ranger once again. I was amazed. My jaw dropped. Somehow I wasn't spoiled on that. But as I was being amazed, there was this little voice in the back of my head going, "Oh, good. Another former Ranger shows up." It just felt like another thing happening, another reveal. Now, this is a minor complaint. I would much rather be dealing with too much going on than be bored by an episode. It really feels like a symptom of having only 10 episodes in the season. There's just not enough room to give something like Mick morphing again its proper space. There's just not enough space. Which is ironic in a season called Cosmic Fury. There's not enough space. And yeah, the convenient legend thing. As I said, this is far from unique in Power Rangers. They've done this a bunch of times. But to me, it just calls into question the knowledge of the characters, especially if they've been around for a while. If characters like Mick and Billy were aware of the myth of the Cosmic Fury Zords, why haven't they been looking for them before now? Just all of a sudden, at the moment of need, we remember this ancient old myth that turns out to be true. I will say the episode does seem to try to subvert this a little bit by having Mick and Billy look for them before they knew that there was a problem. Just another backup plan, I guess. I just still feel like there's better ways of establishing something like that. Overall, this was a strong start. The episode kind of had the feel of a baby deer walking out onto the frozen lake for the first time. Some good strides, a couple of slides. We're gonna learn how to walk on ice. The pace is probably something I'm just going to have to get adjusted to because we've never had a 10-episode season before. It's like starting halfway through a Hasbro season that's standard Hasbro season, like 2/3 of the way through a Disney season, even later into an original Saban season. Let's see how we'll keep sliding and flying by taking a peek at the second episode of Cosmic Fury, Beyond Repair. The Rangers prepare for a possible galactic invasion by Lord Zedd, while Amelia tries to cure a Ranger turned bad. Javi learns to accept his new loss. That's going to do it for the first Power Rangers Cosmic Fury episode review. Thank you all so much for watching. I have to say, it feels pretty good to be back reviewing episodes of Power Rangers. I have appreciated having the time to work on my other channel, Orange Ranger Plays, where I've been doing Let's Plays. I'd actually really love it if you would all check that out as well. I'm currently Let's Playing Super Mario Sunshine. I'm getting a blue coin to get out, leave me alone! But I am locked in to review all 10 episodes of Cosmic Fury, and from there, we'll see, won't we? Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you. So you might notice that the setup is a little bit different, as I warned when I did move. With the Six Masters captured, when Ion makes an actually very astute and useful observation. They'll be needed. There's not enough room to give Mick something. That is going to do it for the first Power Rangers Cosmic Fury